Ladies and gentlemen, showtime. But before we get started, can I get the members of the culinary arts staff and our students to please come? Culinary students. I think it's obvious that we have the best culinary arts program in the state of Georgia, and you've had we want to thank them. So proud of them. And you see why my wife won't let them feed me anymore in the day unless we have guests. But certainly, they do a great job, and we appreciate them. Appreciate you this evening. And you may have noted that some of the decorations were prepared by the horticulture department out in the lobby and in the building. They do a wonderful job, and they're certainly appreciated also. The team at Albany Technical College that prepares this event do a wonderful job. They don't tell me anything until the day of the event, and they give me my notes, and I know that things are going to go well. So Wendy Howell and her team, please stand and be recognized. And Lorraine Alexander, who is the new kid on the block that took over from Joe Najar. Took the baton and kept running. She did look a little stressed a few days, so I just got out of the way and let everything happen the way it should. I won't try to recognize the individuals in here because everybody is special, and I know I'd miss somebody and I would be in trouble. But I do have to say that thank goodness the legislature's come home and their 40 days are over, and they did a good job for us this year. We don't have to send them back. We have a wonderful group of roasters tonight, and we hope, or we know that you're going to enjoy the roasting humor as we honor our friend Karla Heath-Sands. Now, Ms. Sands, it's time for you to come to the anchor desk. You should be familiar with this location. Our first roaster is a repeat roaster, and she's come back, and we appreciate that. It's the Honorable Victoria Daraso, and she'll be our first roaster tonight. And Judge Daraso has served as Dougherty County State Court Judge since 2013. She served as Dougherty County Magistrate Judge. She's been an Assistant District Attorney in both Dougherty and the Judicial Circuit of South Georgia. She has prosecuted hundreds of cases. She's experience includes federal law, and a clerk for U.S. District Judge Louis Sands, and I think he may be related to our roaster this evening. Remember that. And Tommy Wilcox. She holds a degree in political science and is a graduate of Spelman College and has a Juris Doctorate from Mercer University's Walter F. George School of Law. She met Karla while clerking for Judge Sands in Macon. Judge Daraso.
My dear friend. Oh.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It is a great honor and pleasure to be here with you all this evening. Dr. Parker, as always, you are a man of brilliance and refinement. Thank you for my introduction. We have come here this evening to share wit and witticisms about a talented performer, a much beloved news anchor, and an accomplished woman, Karla Heath-Sands. A proper roaster is supposed to be funny, but I have to be honest with you all, I am not funny. And I don't get very much practice at being funny in my line of work. When I tell a probationer, if you're dirty, you'll do 30, laughter is not usually the first reaction. And I want to tell you that I read this speech, if it is a speech, to my daughter this evening, and after I finished, I looked up and she said, I'm still waiting on the funny. So I hope this plays a little bit better to the over 13 crowd. Now that I've gotten your expectations appropriately low, I want to tell you that I am not here on my own merits. I am only here because of who I know. Karla, I want you to know that I am an experienced roaster. As Dr. Parker mentioned, a few years ago I roasted Ken Hodges. You and Ken are worlds apart. With Ken, I worried about what not to say. But you know, Albany Technical College is an institution for higher learning, and they keep letting me come back until I get it right. As Dr. Parker mentioned, I first met Karla when I was a law clerk for her husband, Louis Sands. We struck up an acquaintanceship that blossomed into friendship, and now we're like family. And like family, even though we live in the same city, we only see each other at weddings, reunions, and funerals. When I was a law clerk, Karla really embraced me. She took me under her wing. And one weekend, when Judge Sands was away at a judicial conference, she took pity upon a lonely, single young woman and invited me to travel to her home on the Golden Isles of Brunswick, Georgia. I met her mother, Miss Martha Dean, and her family. And on Sunday, as good young ladies, we attended church together. And thanks to Karla, I met the wonderful husband, my wonderful husband, George, and we have been happily married for over 21 years. Yes, thank you. Now back then, we didn't have all these fancy, dating apps. We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have Tinder, although I don't think I would ever have been on Tinder anyway. We didn't have eHarmony or Match.com. When you wanted to know about someone, you had to talk to someone that they knew. When I asked Karla about my future husband, she told me he's a nice guy, comes from a good family, graduated from Mercer.
Go Bears.
Has a good job with benefits and no children. But then she said, he's kind of slow. And I said, slow? And she said, no, not slow in his mind, but he takes his time. He gives great details when a single word would suffice. I oftentimes find myself saying to him, get to the point, dear. And whenever I remind my husband that he's taking a little too long to get to the point, his comeback is always, I was fast enough to catch you. And what can I say to that but, thanks, Karla. Well, Karla's life is so clean that I'm at a loss for words. And I do pride myself on my honesty. The truth and nothing but the truth. So I'm sure that Karla is not perfect.
Amen.
But the FBI, CIA, and MI6 could take a page from her book when it comes to keeping the skeletons in the closet. Her secrets are buried deep, and it seems that no one I know is talking. Karla, it reminds me of what the neighbors say about the discovered serial killer as a team of agents are digging up the backyard when they say, you know, she was just so quiet. And I always wondered how she got her lilies to bloom all year round. So, Karla, fair warning, I've come up with a few alternative facts about you. Now, alternative facts are things that are true, depending on your interpretation. Fact one, Karla has a superpower. She has the ability to communicate and condense 1,000 words into a single look. No, I'm perfectly serious. Sure, all of us can smile and frown to communicate happiness and displeasure, but Karla can communicate volumes. Why, just the other day, she gave her co-anchor a look that said, "Are you serious? Really serious? Wherever you have been keeping those Neolithic ideas, you should have left them there, because now you have me and our viewers wondering and seriously doubting that coffee is the only thing in that cup." But what she said was, "We'll be right back after these messages." And now, this is breaking news. You're hearing it first here, an exclusive. And I expect any minute that this will appear on the WALB-News app or be a subject of an editorial viewpoint. Karla, I'm sorry to have to tell this now, and it's even worse. It's made worse because Judge Sands and Billy and Martha Dean are here. Please cover your ears. Karla is a loose woman. Yes, our dear Karla. For years, I've tried to ignore it. I've heard people come up to me and say, you know, I woke up with Karla this morning. You know, and it's men and women. So I've had to face the facts that it's true. On the bright side, however, Karla may be loose, but she's loyal. She's kept all of her dalliances within the WALB viewing area. In all seriousness, you have been a great and loyal friend, and if we're still speaking after today, I will add forgiven Christian woman to the list of your many accolades.
Judge Darasaur is a hit at the Old Man Thursday Rotary at Doublegate, where she performs weekly. So, how'd you get in that club? You aren't old enough.
I won office when I won.
Oh, okay, yeah. Our next roaster is Ms. Michelle Polk, a native of Petersburg, Virginia. She began her federal career as a systems analyst to the 1980 for the Fleet Manager Support Office. In 1992, she transferred from the Navy to the Marine Corps. Right, okay, all right, I knew you'd say so. And selected as an industrial systems analyst for the Maintenance Center in Albany. She's held several positions from 1995 to 2008, as selected as the Deputy Director of the Marine Corps Logistics Command, Control, Communications, and Computer Department in 2008, and held the position until her retirement in 2014. She holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from Virginia State University and was selected as the Marine Corps Logistics Command Supervisor of the Year for fiscal year 2008. She and Karla have known each other for 20-plus years, while their children, Billy and Jonathan, attended Far Horizons Daycare. They have shared school productions, annual visits, state fair, family dinners, graduations, retirement, business outings, and during the years, they fostered a very close family relationship. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Michelle Polk to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. She fooled me. She said she was a neophyte, and she is not, Victoria. I hate it. I'm feeling very uncomfortable having to follow you. But thank you, Mr. Parker, for the introduction. And as he said, Karla and I go back 20 years when our kids started Far Horizon Country Day School. And one of the things that Karla and I decided to do during those years in preschool is we started to go to the state fair. And I'm like, okay, that's great, let's do that. And because it's in Perry. And so we decided to take our children to the state fair. And oh, by the way, that tradition lasted for 18 years until they graduated from high school. I think we might have missed a year, maybe a year, but we did it every single year. And I think Karla and Lewis had more fun than the kids. And the reason why I say that, because as we were walking out the gate for the fair, is two things that was going to happen. Two things. And you know what they are, right? It's in my little box. Two things was going to happen. We were going to get some boiled peanuts for Judge Sands. I don't understand boiled peanuts, but. And for my friend, Miss Karla, she was going to get a candy apple. Now, I wasn't going to make a candy apple, but I got you a candy apple kit and a couple of apples, and now you can make your very own. Very good. But before we could, now as we were leaving out, that was the very last thing that we always did, and that little candy apple and boiled peanuts was right to the gate. I will tell you, before we would get to the out that gate, Karla had eaten half of that candy apple, and the other half was eaten by the time she got to the car. So now you can make you at least 10 candy apples. But through the years, we've done a lot of things together. As you can see, we did a graduation celebration. As we went through, I want to say, elementary school and back to, it was elementary school and middle school. Middle school. You know, Karla and I got together a lot and had the kids over and did different things together. And one of the things, I don't know if anybody's been over Karla's house for dinner, but it was always two things. There was always two things we were going to have for dinner. Either it's going to be spaghetti, take your choice. It's going to be spaghetti or pizza. And I got your Pizza Hut gift certificate. Those were our two choices.
I'm easy.
Yes, very easy. And I love spaghetti and I love pizza, so it all worked out. It was great. But as you saw up there on the slideshow, Karla and I, as we got to graduation, God, we made it. You guys made it. And we said, we're going to have a graduation party. And we're going to do it in the same location. But we're going to have separate rooms. So I said, okay, we can do this. And so I don't know who decided that we were going to do this table with college paraphernalia, but I think it was her idea. And I said, well, you know, you and Lewis graduated from Mercer. I don't know anybody at Auburn, but, you know, I think I can make this work. So she said, oh, I'm just going to go in my closet, and I'm just going to pull out a few things and, you know, just put a little table together. Okay, I said, okay, I can do that too. I can run to the store and get a few things. When I get back and I see this table, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got all these bears and Mercer this, Mercer that. I think Lewis went to Mercer and got some more stuff.
He was on campus.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, oh my God. So, of course, I'm like, I got to do something. I cannot have my child sitting up there with a little table with, you know, one little flag saying Auburn. So, so we, you know, we had a little competition going there. But that was one of the funny things that we enjoyed, and graduation party was great, and we got through that. Now, let me fast forward. Jonathan and him have graduated, and now he has an internship in Orlando. Billy is going to Full Sail. So they decided they want to be roommates. And I'm like, have anybody mentioned this to Karla? Oh, Mama, she's good with it. She's good with it. I said, well, you know, her dad is a judge, and we don't want nothing to be, you know. I don't know, I'm not so sure about this now. But, you know, Karla said, oh, no, this is going to be great. Let's do it. So we get the kids all packed up, and we get them down there in Orlando, get them all set up on the 3rd floor apartment with no, you know, elevator. You know, I get down there and we just carrying stuff up and down, up and down. Lewis wasn't there. But, so we get them all situated and everything. We do what mothers do. We clean and we go shopping. We clean and we go shopping. So I don't know why we were in Miss Billy's Dora. And Dora has a few miles on it because she used to belong to Miss Martha Dean. And so we're going, running our errands, and all of a sudden, you know, it's hot, and it's March, but it's still hot in Orlando. And Dora starts to overheat. And we had just picked up, and we were also down there to celebrate Jonathan's birthday. And we had a birthday cake in the car with chocolate-covered strawberries on it. And, you know, I'm sweating and I'm having my, you know, private summers, and it's hot. Miss Martha's sitting in the back like, Lord have mercy. But we would go a few inches and the car would cut off. And I tell you, we were literally maybe 5 minutes away from the apartment complex. And I'm like, God, are we going to make it? Karla, oh, come on, Dora. We can do it. And we're all sweating, and the cake's sweating. And I was like, oh, my God. And I'm trying not to freak out because she is being so calm and cool and collective. I'm like, why is she not, you know, freaking out over it? Because I am really, you know, starting to wonder, we're going to make it down the street. So we called AAA. She said, okay, let's get over here to this CVS. And we pull into CVS, and she calls AAA. AAA said 2 hours. Okay, that's not going to happen. So all of a sudden, you know, Karla said, we can make this. We can do this. This is what she's saying to me, looking me straight in the face. We can do this. And I'm like, I don't know if we can do this. So she said, all I have to do is just coast down here and we can get into this, in this apartment complex, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, Karla. But because she was so cool and she wasn't even sweating. And I said, okay, Karla, if you said we can do it, we can do it. And she never lost her cool, and literally, and you know the traffic in Orlando. And it's not cute when your car is stopping and you got to guide off to the side and just wait for it to cool down. It's not cute at all. And people giving us looks, and Karla just smiling like, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not in this car. So anyway, we finally literally coast into the parking space in the rental office, and the car just cloops. It's gone. It's gone. So, you know, I said, oh my God, Karla, I said, I have to tell you, because of your being so cool and just being a positive attitude, I said, it really helped me out because I thought I was gonna lose my mind in that car. But I have to tell you, over the years, the things that have helped both of us get through these 20 years with these kids is our best friend. And you know who our best friend is.
Oh, yes.
Her name is Stella. Her name is Stella Rosa. We call on her often.
Yes.
My good friend.
Hey, Stella.
Hey, Stella. So this little box has a lot of little, you know, memories for the years that we have spent together. And I want to tell you, I love you. I cherish you. My family loves you and cherish you. I'm pretty sure Jonathan's going to make a trip to China, but, you know, I'm not even going to think about that. But I just want to let you know that our friendship has meant more to me than words can say. And I love you, and here's your little box of memories.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All righty now.
Stella. Oh,
Stella. Where's Stella?
you seem real happy about that, okay? Cade Fowler is our next co-anchor. He's co-anchor of Today in Georgia, our next roaster. Is co-anchor of Today in Georgia for WALB-News. He is a 2007 graduate of Reinhardt College. Cade started at WALB in 2007 as a reporter and served as weekend anchor for WALB from 10 to 7. He joined Today in Georgia 3 years ago, where he sat next to Karla bringing the news to South Georgia every morning between 5 and 7 a.m. And he says he has never once complained about his job. Not once. Just ask Karla. Cade.
All righty now. There's Monday.
Never once? Never
Well,
once complained.
Okay, very good.
You nervous?
A little bit.
Good.
Just a
All right.
tad. Okay. Oh,
What was the name again? Stella?
Stella.
All right. I don't usually do Stella. I know Jack. Tonight. I know why you were laughing. Some of you are not safe, especially if you've been elected. It's not just you, girl.
Okay. It's on.
Well, I'm happy to be here tonight. This is the first time I've done one of these things, so to practice, for the past week, I've watched the roast of Charlie Sheen. I'm here tonight to roast a great friend and colleague. Karla Heath-Sands is a graduate of Florida State University. She got her degree in meteorology from Jackson State University. And through the storm, she has been absolutely instrumental in saving lives. One thing that Karla has done while she's been on the weather wall is... Oh, no. I'm sorry. I got Karla mixed up with Yolanda. And that has never happened before. It's just like a morning on WALB, is it not? Jeez. Except for I'm not cursing. Let me start over.
Please.
The real Karla Heath-Sands is a beloved news anchor whom I share a chair next to every morning. She's a huge presence in the community. In a lot of ways, Karla is the Oprah Winfrey of Southwest Georgia. But all I am is her Gail. And Judge Sands, you're only Stedman. It is hard roasting someone like Karla because she's so nice and likable, rarely in a bad mood is she, but something that Karla doesn't know is on those bad days, I should say, that we all have a name for her from the studio crew. Karla, we call you Carlita. That is your that is what we call you. Now, Carlita comes out only every now and then. The first time I saw her was right after I first started anchoring, and I asked Carlos, who is here tonight in the blue, I said, Carlos, have I said something to her? Did I do something? Why is she so mad? And he said, no, player. As a graduate of the Doherty High class of '94, former football player and Trojan for life, that is just Carlita. Seriously though, everyone loves Karla and she loves everyone. That is until you mess up on the teleprompter. Now, Judge Darisaw, you brought up an interesting point. Currently, 3 former teleprompter operators are still unaccounted for. So that may be why the flowers are growing. But it is all because we take our jobs very seriously, as you know. Today in Georgia is #1 in the ratings. We crushed our nearest competitor in the 5 a.m. hour. It was an infomercial on hemorrhoid pads that was hosted by Wilford Brimley. And that was when Fox 31 still had a morning show. That's okay. They don't need more. Karla is always looking for content. The problem is half the time we don't have video for what she wants. You know how this is. On a breaking news day, she may ask around 6:19, 6:20, do we have anything on Gladys Knight being in the hospital for kidney stones? To which I reply, we'll see if we have that. Oh, man. And if any celebrity has a South Georgia tie, this is another thing we deal with on the morning, she wants to talk about it. For example, if Miss New Jersey has a grandmother in Attapulgis or went to elementary school in Araby, it is going in the show. It should, yeah. Aside from anchoring, though, Karla is an amazing singer. Recently, she shared the stage with Otis Redding the third. He's a great artist. Now, this has led to other projects with celebrities, lesser-known family members. Right now, she is recording a duet called Scatting with Tito Jackson that will drop skiddly dop in July. And if you don't know who Tito is, he's Michael Jackson's brother. It was the best I could come up with at the time. Let's move on to the next slide, shall we? Karla was second runner-up in the Miss Georgia pageant. Is that Halle Berry or is that Karla Heath-Sands? Look at that. It's truly a shame she didn't go on to Miss America at the time. The competition wasn't as tough when there were only 48 states. Ladies and gentlemen, the face of Carlita. I'm not done. In her time as anchor and performer, Karla has met many celebrities, including the great Steve Harvey, She shook hands with former President George W. Bush, and a few years ago, she met Bill Cosby. Now, look at that hug. Is that Karla or is that Claire Huxtable? This was a big moment in history because you are the only former beauty queen he didn't try to put to sleep. He's not here, is he? He was a Phoebe, I don't know. Is the Phoebe folks got him here? Not a lot of performances for him lately. All right, let's get it off that picture. You should take that down off Facebook. You know I'm a searcher.
It's history.
Yeah. All right. Well, Karla is also very involved in the community. She was a King Day Dream Award recipient in 2011. She has been the winner of a, hang on, I got more. She was a winner of a Gabby Award. She MCs numerous events. She served on the Georgia Humanities Council and has been on the board of Girls Inc. as well as Albany Tech. That is impressive. Not to be outshined, I currently serve on the board of the Terrell County School of Lawnmower Repair. And 2 weeks ago, received a free t-shirt for judging a chicken wing contest. BJ, you were there. Let's get serious. We wouldn't be here tonight if it were not for Albany Tech, or as I like to call it, the Harvard of South Slappy. I'm smiling at you right now, sir. Albany Tech has a great leader in Dr. Anthony Parker. He has overseen the growth and success of this college. That is amazing. Let's give him a round. But what I really think makes him special is he is the only college president to have kicked a burglar's ass during a home invasion, taking his gun while in pajamas. Sorry, she told me. You, sir, are the Chuck Norris of college presidents. WALB has a great partnership with ATC. In fact, we have covered so many stories here. Anytime Wendy sends out an email on a new course offering, an outstanding student, or a new project, we are here for every groundbreaking. After all, we now have 5.5 hours of news to fill every day. In fact, we will be here live next week for the ribbon cutting of a new janitor's closet. What would I say on Wednesday morning? No, you don't even need to repeat it. Seriously though, our 5.5 hours of news is impressive. We have a new channel called Bounce. All right. But before that, we were in talks of adding a 2 p.m. Western-themed newscast on our Grit channel, which would have opened with Jim Wallace in a cowboy hat. Unfortunately, it was not a good lead into the Rifleman. Apparently, Chuck Connors has lost his pull with the 18 to 34 audience. I'm glad someone knew who Chuck Connors was. Jim Wilcox is not here tonight. But that's okay. I'm just like every other employee. I only talk about my boss behind their back. Don Hobby is also in the house. She might also try to sell you one. Since leaving WALB, she's so damn happy she's doing a smile commercial now. This gives me hope that after WALB, I can someday become the spokesperson for Lighthouse Liquors. In the past year, WALB has broken a lot of news. As you may know, we were the first to report that President Barack Obama was coming to Albany, even though he wasn't. We were also the first to report that it was a training error. In all honesty, guys, it was the Russians. Yeah. Speaking of politics, we have some elected officials here tonight. Commissioner B.J. Fletcher is here. Hi. B.J., your hard work did not go unnoticed during the storms. It may have taken days for FEMA to get here, but within hours you managed to get injury attorney Ken Nugent on the ground. Here's a reenactment of that phone call.
Ken, it's BJ. Now listen, I haven't been hit by a bus on Oglethorpe, but we just got hit by a tornado. Get down here and bring your paycheck. I got the city of Albany $40,000. One call, that's all.
BJ did a great job, though. She was out directing traffic and was quoted as saying, I don't need the phone.
Hell, I fed half the city blueberry cobbler and collard greens down at Old Times, no charge.
Been a good sport. You knew this was coming. Well, BJ and Commissioner John Howard doing great things for the East Side. But as Commissioner Howard and Judy Bowles said, are the Batman and Robin of fighting the war on litter. As Commissioner Howard would say, because in my ward there's a constant war on the little bugs, and me and Miss Bowles will personally seek out anyone who dare put out an old soiled, dirty mattress. And the reason that all of y'all are just being all silly tonight is because I resent and oppose to this because I abstain from any alcohol being served at a Miss Heath-Sands event. Gosh darn little bugs and drunkards. It's no wonder there's buzzards in my wood. Former Mayor Willie Adams is here. You know, Dr. Adams, I made a bet you weren't going to be here tonight. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Yeah, I don't know why all you guys are laughing. You're not safe. Two of our state reps are with us as well, Winfred Dukes and Daryl Elam. Fresh back from Atlanta, I'm glad you guys got back before Sherman burned down the overpass. Yeah, that's right. Well, I know you guys are tired. You guys must feel like you just got out of a gang because you've spent the past 2 months arguing over guns and weed. Where's Greg Edwards? Oh, he's in the back, great. I had to replace your name with Bobby McKinney because of the bow tie. Greg Edwards is also here. The only person who wears a better bow tie is Louis Farrakhan and Bill Nye the Science Guy. Now, Greg has done a great job of cutting down on gangs and crime. He has been so successful that when Kool and the Gang tried to play the Civic Center, only Kool showed up. I'm gonna get back to you. Hang tight, man. She's so special. It was hard doing this. I had 2 months to come up with this stuff. We also have some guests here tonight from the Marine Corps Logistics Base, I do believe. If you are here, show your hands. One? All right, you're going to take the brunt of this. We applaud your work in the wake of the storm. This is where you get applause. You guys have done great. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way you cannot film a Marine base from an airplane, and just spent the past 6 weeks at a Leavenworth prison. Perhaps. And maybe I've been too harsh. As you know, Karla and I, we wake up very early in the morning. Over the past few months, I've put on some weight. I got married in September. It's all right. Thank you. My lovely wife, Allie, she's over there. Over the past few months, put on some weight. Most mornings, I have a bad hair day. And a lot of times, my plans fall through. But do not make fun of me, because this qualifies me to be your next president. I'm serious. Stop it. We're going to be okay. We're going to be all right. Back to you. Thank you. I did Barack, and now I do him. It's okay. You should see us during commercial breaks. It's nonpartisan. I've worked every possible shift in the nearly 10 years I've been at WALB. One of those roles now is backup noon anchor, which involves guest interviews. Karla is always there for the fun segments, but twice during her absence, I got stuck with the guest gynecologist.
Sorry.
Yeah, you were sorry, because while Karla was out taking selfies in San Diego, I was stuck talking about vaginal slings for 7 minutes.
At least you have knowledge.
At least I had knowledge. Luckily, I did my research and found out that was not something fun, but that it can help you sneeze without embarrassment. Now, Karla is a very smart woman, but her knowledge of sports only goes so far. She doesn't understand that just because Mercer upset Duke in a basketball game a few years ago, that doesn't mean that his football team will win against Alabama. Yeah, it's already being dubbed the bloodbath in Tuscaloosa. But she should know bears, because according to the DNR, she is the only person on record to have spotted a bear in Albany. According to Karla, she saw it running toward the bear-infested woods off Lockett Station Road.
I did.
It was either a hairy man or a large dog. It's a big grizzly. That wasn't even in Albany. I just had to find a selfie. But Karla, though, as you can see there in that selfie, she is adapting well to new technology. She is even now doing Facebook Live. But she is still in the mom mode when it comes to social media. Here's a recent example of a Facebook Live. Good morning, everyone. How are you? We are live right now. Karla, wait. You've got to wait till it says record. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Am I ready then? Hello. You're in your calculator app. Oh. Now I have it. Good morning, everyone. That's your calendar. But you're doing it, girl. You're rocking it. And I hope that come Monday, this roast will not make Carlita emerge. But on a serious note, though, I could not ask for a better co-anchor. Even when you sing during commercials, when I'm trying to change up our scripts, you are a talented and beautiful person inside and out. And it is truly a privilege to share a desk with you every day. You are an inspiration to others, and you, ma'am, are a treasure to South Georgia. Thank you.
Who knew? We'll be selling these videos as a fundraiser. Wow. Carlita? I had to get the bio on our next roaster because I didn't know much about her. And somebody told me she was a retired educator, former bank manager, community volunteer, CTA director, Lee County Schools, taught in Terrell County, Richmond County. And I guess that's why she and her husband and her children never saw her much. But her husband's getting used to her now that she's retired, and he may just work and die on the job. I never had an opportunity to do this, and I really have to take advantage of it. And we're riding in different cars, and I got a motel room, so we're fine. She has been the chair of Girls Inc., where she was on the board with Karla, Lee County Female Mentoring Group Program, and some of the ladies are here today. I really don't know how y'all do it, but bless you. She's married to the president of Albany Technical College, and let me tell you why that fight broke out that night. I called on the way home from Leesburg, from Cordele. She was in Leesburg. She should have gotten to the house 15 minutes before me, but somebody help me. But it was but it was cash for night, so she had to We have 3 children, and we just obtained a son-in-law, and Karla sung at the wedding. It was beautiful, and I may learn to like him eventually. Don't tell my daughter I said that, but he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. I have the privilege of now introducing to you my bride of some years, much younger than I am, Mrs. Sandra Parker.
I think they forget it's your roast, not mine. Your roast.
It's a fun night.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Except me. God. You got it easy. Good evening. I love my husband. I just have to remember that. Why am I here? Oh, it's to roast my dear friend, Karla. Karla and I moved to Albany, Georgia around the same time. And I wanted for everybody to first notice something. Have you noticed that Karla has a lot of backup in here tonight? She brought her band. She kept saying, you know, how brutal is it going to be? How brutal is it going to be? So I guess she wanted some backup. So she brought a band, but I ain't scared. They drink. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I gave them a drink. She brought her mom. I ain't scared. Me and Martha, we tight. Like 4 flat tires, we down. She brought her judge husband. I ain't scared. Last time I heard him talk in front of an audience, he was quoting a rap singer, talking about, what he was talking about? Let's see, what was that song? He was saying that if I decided to say what David listens to, he'd be saying, started from the bottom, now we're here. So, I ain't scared. She even brought Billy, and Anthony just talked about the fact that Karla sang at our daughter's wedding a couple of weeks ago. And so Billy and Lewis and Karla, they came over the night before and we had a little get together, and Karla was sitting there and she said to Lewis, she said, "You gonna buy me a drink when we get back to the hotel?" Lewis said, "That depends." What kind of mood is that drink gonna put you in? So I'm sitting there going, what they gonna do with Billy? So Billy was sitting across from me, and I looked up, and Billy is looking at me like, what they gonna do with Billy? So I ain't scared, Billy. You obviously handled it, so Karla, I wasn't scared. I was gonna really dig into you, but you brought an ace in the hole.
Uh-oh. Thank you.
Yep, you brought the pastor. Y'all, I'm old. I want to see Jesus when I die. This man is new. He does not know me. I already got 2 strikes against me. He knows Karla. She doesn't have to prove herself. I had to prove myself. So I'm going to be nice tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, and the second strike is, see, I was born and raised a Baptist. This is a Methodist preacher here. So I got to prove to him that I have converted over and I'm a good Methodist. So I am going to be nice to my sister in Christ. And I am not going to be ugly. I'm going to quote some scripture while I'm up here. And I'm just going to do it right. I might even, go pray. That's too much, Preston? A little bit too much? I'll balance it. I'll get it right. So I'll do it right. So instead of saying anything negative, what I'm going to do is just talk to you a little bit about 2 friends. But let me just say that the scripture says offenses will come, right? Offenses will come. So, and it's really hard to say anything bad about somebody who is so easy. Because I pulled up Karla's Facebook page, and on here she says, celebrating 20 years, the time I colored my hair and it came out orangey. Thank goodness for Sharpies. Why do we have to do anything when you do it so good yourself? I mean, God, you make it so easy. So anyway, these two friends came to Albany, Georgia together around the same time, a little over 20 years ago. One was a young mother expecting her second child, and one is just a rules follower by fault. I mean, she just follows the rules. I'll give you an example. You know how most people, a lot of you in this room, just feel like, RSVP is kind of a recommendation. It's not. Well, if Karla and I were deers, one of us, if we were running in the woods, one of us would not cross the street to get to the other side unless they found the sign that says deer crossing. One of us. I'm not saying anything ill about anybody. I'm just saying one of us would do that. The one who would do that has a dent or had a dent on her car because she didn't think that the deer would cross at a certain place. One of us. One of us is the type that like warms her food in the microwave and then takes it out and it's hot and she puts it in her mouth. That one of us does that. But one of us does that. But Karla, I think that the thing that I love most about Karla is that she is just a sweet person. She's just so sweet, don't you think? And isn't it sickening? I mean, really, it is. It is. But it's hard to roast somebody who is so sweet and sickening, and it's hard to roast somebody after somebody's been up here for 30 minutes. I mean, I didn't think he was going to sit down. My God. I said, did he read the program? Did he realize it was like other people who had to come on? And we will not talk about the robbery again. That is a sore subject. He's crazy. You do not fight people with guns. You give them what they want. Karla, you're blessed because it was so much out here that people could talk about. And you're just such a lucky woman that, that you didn't have to worry about that. And isn't she beautiful tonight? And but let me just say this. Because Cade talked so very long, and because I found out that you brought the pastor, I went in the bathroom and I tore up a lot of stuff and started rewriting, and so I could not say some of the stuff I wanted to say because when I go to church on Sunday, I want the pastor to be able to look at me and say that she's a good Methodist woman. And that she abided by the corporate lit that we have going on at our church, and that is not to talk ill of people. Right, Pastor? I am going to heaven when I die. I do want to say, and I really am through, see? So not only did you bring an ace in the hole, you brought a ram in the bush. Are you catching all of this, Pastor? Are you getting this? Are you proud of me? But I really am. I'm gonna end this because we had a great dinner, and I want to give our last roaster a chance so that she can come up here and complete this. So I'm gonna make this very short. I want to say that loyalty is hard to find, and trust is easy to lose. I'm so glad that a little over 20 years ago, our paths crossed, and that we've worked on a lot of things together, and that I met this beautiful lady with a beautiful spirit, and she and I became friends. And I appreciate everything that you've done, not only for me and my family, but also for Albany Tech, Girls Inc. mentoring program. And the next time you get roasted, we will put Cade to last. I will have a talk with his wife so that she will understand that she can tell him not to talk so long, and they'll still be married for over 40 years. And it'll be okay. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
And I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, love, Grand. We have another repeat roaster from several years ago. Another WALB great, chief meteorologist at WALB, coverage that you can count on, prestigious award, Meteorologist Society, seal of approval, Minority Scholarship National Committee. She holds a bachelor's degree in atmospheric sciences from Jackson State University and a bachelor's degree from Florida State University. She has been involved in numerous organizations in Southwest Georgia, including the Georgia chapter of the American Red Cross. She is a teacher favorite, visiting many schools to share her enthusiasm for the weather with children, and she often shares weather safety tips and information to businesses and civic organizations. She says that she and Karla are often mistaken for each other, and Kate has proven that this evening. Please welcome our weather person, Yolanda Amadeo.
Good evening. I'm Karla Heath-Sands, tonight's honoree. I'm roasting Yolanda Amadeo. Just want to make sure that everyone in the room knows who's who. And you can thank me later for this beautiful weather, okay? To Dr. Parker, honored guests, members of the foundation, and of course our honoree, it is a pleasure to be here this evening, especially when we're talking about the support of continued education. But we want to get back to Karla. I promise you I won't be up here 30 minutes, and I am not Carlita, and nor do I have to have Rosita. Okay. Stella Rosa. But how is it that people get us confused? We're both between Cafe Latte and Cafe Mahogany. About the same height. And of course, we're on that roller coaster of one dress size to another from month to month. No wonder her dry cleaners put my name on her clothes, and she paid for them. On TV, Karla sits at the news desk, and I stand in front of the green screen. But earlier in her career, her pretty face and angelic singing voice convinced a news executive to hire her as a weathercaster at WMAZ in Macon. Well, it worked for 5 years until viewers had had enough. heard the only city she knew in the state was Brunswick, which is on the coast, not in central Georgia. Undoubtedly, geography wasn't required to play a weathercaster. Viewers didn't know where they lived, nor did she. Her forecasts were only right on fair weather days. Simply put, sunny and hot, clear and cold. Thankfully, storms moved in only during the afternoons. By then, she was gone for the day. South Georgia, be thankful, Karla only does the news. Over the years, I visited many schools, so yes, students know me. Well, when Miss Karla visits a school, students think she's me. Even after being introduced as Mrs. Karla Heath-Sands, students still say, "Hi, Miss Amadeo." Karla, who do you think they're going to remember when you go empty-handed? Hey, everyone, when you leave tonight, there's something at the door for you. Speaking of treats, her family says it's a treat to eat out. How often do you see them at Carter's Grill? It took Karla years to make cornbread the family would eat. Even her dog, Evie, only sniffed at it as to say, "You don't think I'm going to be your guinea pig? I'm in the family." Well, Karla didn't stop there. On her Santa list was a KitchenAid mixer. You all know they'll put you back a few $100s. Well, finally, Santa left one under the tree. She was elated, sharing the news with everyone about her Penelope. Guys, women name their KitchenAid mixers, they give them a name. Hers is Penelope. But can you guess how she insulted every baker that has one? She called Betty. You all know Betty Crocker. Say hi, Betty Crocker. She could have borrowed my $29 mixer and got the same results. We've been co-workers for 20 years, but on different shifts, and it's rare that we actually see each other except on TV. But I know more about your workday than you think. Here's how she prepares each morning about 3:30 before TIG. Hello. Can't get started this morning unless I have my coffee and my breakfast. I overslept almost this morning, hit the snooze one too many times. Got to be careful with this leather jacket from Martha. Of course, I went in her closet and got it from the back. Surely it's much better than what I've been having in the back of my closet. I know for sure Yolanda would have never worn this on the air. Oh well. Rolling on the river. Hey, do we have an update on that shooting? Okay, very good, very good. Uh-oh, I guess it's going to be a one earring day. What happened? I put it on. I wonder if Billy has my other earring. Rolling. Do I look like I've stayed up all night long? I tell you what, that Tina Turner concert in Atlanta last night was worth every bag that I have this morning.
Good morning, Yolanda.
How many times do I have to cross my eyes and say, I'm Karla. I don't do nights unless it's a concert. Tell Joe to come back here. We've got to get this straightened out. I let the newbies get away, but come on, Joe. Every day you got a joke. Okay, time to do makeup and get my hair done. Got radio and teases shortly. Oh, I forgot the weather forecast. Where's Yolanda when I need her? Shopping in her sleep, I bet. Remember, there are two of us. Ask Mary. You know, Proud Mary. Rolling.
Hey, Karla, 1 minute before the show.
Hey, I'll be there. And by the way, the next person that gets us confused, I'm going to call the judge. Yes, the judge. And yes, Judge Sands. So get it right. Big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary, keep on burning. We're rolling, rolling. I would have never tried to sing in front of the audience, but Karla told me I had to sing. And if you're going to be mistaken for someone, why not be at Karla Heath-Sands? You're such a beautiful person, and it is a pleasure to work with you, even though we rarely see each other, but we do have our little 5-minute conversations when we run into each other. Congratulations, and thank you.
They have a great time at WALB. And now it's our opportunity to give our honoree a chance. Slow down. To give our honoree a chance to talk about us. I'm supposed to say some things that they didn't bring up in the bio.
You don't have to.
Oh, okay. You're anxious to get this started, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have some surprises.
Karla Heath-Sands.
First aid kit. Band-Aids. Tissues. There you go. Well, first of all, I brought the first aid kit to put Band-Aids on the wounds. I need to stop the bleeding, okay? So before I respond to my dear roasters, also known as my friends, I just want to say this. You all have honored me tonight. I know this is about Albany Tech, it's not about Karla, but if I am the vehicle to get you to help support the students here at Albany Tech, it was definitely my honor. And how many Band-Aids do I need right now? Okay, so anyway, well, let me just say this. Dr. Parker said in an interview earlier this week that when I completed my term on the board, I didn't want to leave. And he was right. Fortunately, he didn't tell everybody I went into that ugly cry. I mean, it was, you know how Oprah always talks about the ugly cry? So there I was sitting around the table with a bunch of execs and staff members from Albany Tech, and it was my last one. I remember going into the office, Ms. Molly's office, before the meeting even started, and I was in tears. And then, of course, as they were recognizing me and saying goodbye, you know, so I hate saying goodbye, all right? It wasn't an ugly cry. And so it was my honor also to serve the institution. Tonight is also extra special to me because I have just hit my 20th year with WALB, and we'll celebrate, thank you. And we'll celebrate 28 years in broadcasting in September. So thank you so much, Albany Tech Foundation, for this anniversary celebration tonight. Also, I need to say thanks to my family and friends, my WALB family, my AK and Link sisters, my Macon friends. I've got people here from Macon. They came to support us tonight as well. Albany Tech supporters, my Albany friends and supporters, thank you so much. My Reflections Band over there from Macon and Warner Robins, and my AME family members who are here to support Albany Tech and provide support to me tonight to get through this. All right, so first, Judge Darasaw. I really almost feel like a mother figure to you. You know, really watching you develop into the beautiful, wonderful person that you are. You're talking about sweet. I mean, she's about business now. I wouldn't want to be in your court, but she is a terrific wife and mother, and it was just such a joy to bring you two together. Matchmaker, make me a match. Okay, so there you go. All right, and let me just say this.
I apologize for being the forgetful woman this week. Now, I missed having lunch with a friend. We still got to do that, Sandra. And I missed George's, Victoria's husband's 50th birthday party, which was this week. So, I have been promising him I'm going to make it up to him. Quickly, I want to sing this. Happy birthday. Is that happy birthday to you? Please join me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear George. I'm sorry I forgot your birthday party. Happy birthday to you. Sorry about that. So I think I only needed about one, maybe two Band-Aids there, Victoria. Okay, Michelle, oh my. Now, I knew when I heard you sent a PowerPoint presentation that I needed to be on my guard. I think I need about 3 Band-Aids, and you let the cat out of the bag, but it's a good something to know. Stella, okay. I have always admired your professionalism and your take charge attitude. You're always traveling, and I am just grateful that you traveled from the Atlanta area to share this evening with me. Cade Fowler, my morning partner in crime. Now you have an idea of how we stay sane and awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, because during the commercial break, this is what we have. This is what we have, okay? So I asked you to participate because I knew people didn't know that side of you. Of course, keeping us in stitches at 5 and 6 a.m. And I think I only need about 2 Band-Aids with that one. 3, the public officials probably need more, okay? All right. Sandra Parker, you are Miss Anything You Need, she's there. That is Sandra. I honestly didn't know what you would say. We've arrived in Albany within a few months of each other, and I have loved your love for our community. Thank you so much. 1 Band-Aid. Okay, it wasn't bad, it wasn't brutal. And now for Miss Yolanda Amadeo, or shall I say, Karla Heath-Sands, who is also called Miss Yolanda. And let me just say this, I was at the drugstore, pharmacy, and this young lady behind the counter said, Miss Yolanda, my mother, this is what the irony is, my mother swears she looks like you. Okay? And then she says, and if you can hold on just a minute, I'll get the picture for you. So, but a lot of other customers came and we did, but I just thought, we text each other now. When somebody says, hello Yolanda, you know, I have to text her and let her know that, okay? But I just want to say, 4 Band-Aids, okay? You're funny, and when I wasn't making, I always would tell people, I am not a meteorologist, I just played one on TV. I'm honored that you, the beautiful, elegant, smart Delta woman that you are, were willing to help roast me, an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman. It's all in love. Thank you so much. And you too, Victoria. Yes, okay. So, before I take my seat, I just want to say thank you so much to all of our public officials, everything that you're doing here locally in Atlanta. I appreciate it. And I want to sing a song, okay, 1 song before we go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed you were still in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. sunshine. You make us happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much we love you. So please don't take our sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take our sunshine away. Okay, so I had to sing it first before I talked, because I know if I talked, I wouldn't make it through. Some of you know, some of you don't know, but this is really like a last family get-together tonight, because our big girl, Billy, will be leaving Sunday to go to China to teach English for 1 year. So hopefully we'll make it over to see you maybe around December or January, but just do not forget the South Georgia, Central Georgia love, okay? We love you, we're proud of you. Thank you so much for sharing this evening with us, and Dr. Parker, it's back on you, and now you've got to sing.